Hey, we're going to jump right in. But before I do, this is audio only show. Just let you know up front. Let's get into it.
Okay, jumping right in. Do y'all think Kelly is short-sighted and ungrateful? Because that's how she's coming off. First of all, so to me, she's in this alliance with Shamia or friendship, with Shamia so deep that she doesn't even recognize how she's burning bridges on the other side of the couch. The fact that it had to be this other side of the couch, two sides of the couch, But she gave Phaedra $10K, and Phaedra says there was $60,000 worth of billable hours, and she's only paid Phaedra $10K. Kelly continues to downplay the work that Phaedra has done on her case in her divorce and the other things surrounding her divorce. Angela's right. Is she a housewife? Does she got a house? What is she on this show? She really is a friend of the show this season, if you really look at it. She can't film with her kids and she doesn't have anything really going for her. And that is why she has to bark at every single person on the show. One, because she's in this deep, deep friendship with Shamia, which Shamia has already been exposed for getting alliances or asking people to have her back. With K. Michelle, she has done that. And so now, Kelly obviously signed on. And when other cast members try to befriend her in any way, she has to turn on them quickly. And she turned on Phaedra and just really disregarding the work that Phaedra done. And Phaedra's work with her actually moved her case forward. Her husband actually got, I believe, arrested or in trouble because he violated some portions of their agreements and different things. And it seemed like Faye Hepps helped move it along. And if Kelly only paid $10K and your case is finally moving along while Phaedra has done her job, Kelly's short-sightedness responds with, she paid her other lawyer $250,000 and they did most of the work. And then Phaedra says nah, I had to redo it. Regardless, you paid another person $250K and you can't even film with your kids. You paid another lawyer $250K and you can't even keep the timeline on what you need for your divorce or whatever your settlements with your ex-husband to be finalized. Yeah, you pay Phaedra $10K and things are moving along. It's just really kind of giving Delulu on a large scale. And Kelly I think people think beefs make you stay on the show. But if you beef with everybody, you cannot be on the show because no one is going to want to film with you. And so you won't get filming with Phaedra. You're definitely not getting any filming with Portia. Portia made up with you, Kelly, earlier, and then you turned. You're not going to get anything with Angela. And then you keep coming for Drew. So she's not thinking strategically about the chip that she needs, and she needs to actually sit down and think through about how much she has an allegiance to Shamia next year if she comes back. Also, we see a peep into Kelly's boo, whatever that guy's name is. I don't know the fake Jarvis or whatever. He has some little snarky remarks about the scissoring thing with Portia. Is he trying to get a peach too? He's giving Peter vibes very quickly with little snark remarks. So keep an eye on him if Kelly comes back because he's already shown his face. So possibly next season, if Kelly comes back, we'll see him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to be very peachy. Kelly's not thinking about her. Her scenes may be limited next season. And what she gonna film with Pinky and Shamia? That's not fun. And so I don't even think her and Pinky are that cool. I mean, she talked crap about Pinky again, short-sightedness, eating meat. She's sort of short-sighted, talk about Pinky eating meat. And Shamia's that whole side of the couch, there's one segment where they kind of go through each person's thing and they all have broken businesses on that side of the couch. That couch has so much to say. Pinky filed for bankruptcy. Shamia's rum didn't do that great. And Kelly's business went out, and I don't even know if K. Michelle dropped that album. She does have a single, but did she drop the album? That was kind of crazy when you look at the other side of the couch. Phaedra has 50-11 businesses, regardless of what Angela has with her real estate. It turns out Angela wanted to file bankruptcy, but didn't. So she didn't fail in that way. And real estate's a dicey game. And she seems to still be doing fine. She's still she got a house and she's still a housewife, and she got a husband. And she went to the NBA finals, She all right. Portia is living her life and she's on the trip the 20th anniversary Ultimate Girls trip. So she's keeping up with her Bravo celebrity world. She's been doing like Z-Way and a bunch of other things. So she's keeping up, her little fun stuff. Cynthia's a friend of the show, and she's the one that kept the storylines pushing with her trip, because the broke side of the couch couldn't even host a trip. So, Shamia can't host a trip because ain't nobody her friend. So, whatever. And Drew might be sus. Okay. Drew might be sus. I ain't got a positive for Drew. The other thing I think was funny that came up was that Angela was homophobic, and that's kind of been running around online. I think this season, when we got to see who her daughter's wife was, we all was like, oh, she's not homophobic. It became so clear what that was about. And if you don't know, you just don't know. It's a if you know situation. But when we saw the girl, you can just tell it had nothing to do with her being gay. The secret wedding makes so much sense because that girl, her daughter, absolutely knew her mama didn't like that girl. And she gives a certain vibe. And I can't say for certain we only seen this girl for a hot second, Angela's daughter's wife, for a hot second. But if you just see, we all know what it is. So anyway, I don't have much to say about Pinky except that she just always sounds so stuffy. It literally sounds so stuffy when she talks. She just talks like she has perpetual phlegm. And then Andy asking Shamia. Now this is where I'm going to kind of wrap up because this still need to go on a long triad with this one. If y'all got other points, we'll love to hear them. Andy asking Shamia where she stands with the group. Because that whole side of the couch, honey, baby, who she got on that side of the couch? She started beef with Cynthia. Come on now. Over a room. And didn't want to film, but then had her booty all out. Come on now. She had her butt sitting on them people's furniture outside, bare bootied, but said the room was dirty. So she had to really pause after Andy said that. And I think she had a realization at that moment, like, oh crap, I'm not getting along with that side of the couch. And I'm pretty sure she's about to make a U-turn real quickly. And so much, in fact, towards the end, you see her give almost everybody on that side of the couch a hug except for Portia. And she's already playing her next move, which she's short-sighted. So they ain't gonna go but so far. Cynthia peep game. Angela, I don't know. It said that Angela had already went on a vacation with Gerald and Shamia, so they may be good. We'll see what happens next season, but it didn't look like Shamia wanted to give her a hug or give Shamia a hug. And so it really just seemed fake. She was like, oh, I threw all these stones at you. Okay, girl, we're over. Give me a hug. Those type of people who like to be with you, say all kind of nasty stuff about you, and then like to pretend nothing happened the next day. It's just, that's what it's giving. And so it's also alleged, we'll see if the Shamia is bringing a friend on the show next season. And supposedly it's maybe somebody from Basketball Wives. And I hope that's not true because it just means that Real Housewives of Atlanta is just a revival spot for a bunch of B-rated reality shows that we all like. But it was always like Real Housewives and Bravo is like A level, and you just kind of don't cross over. And K Michelle is already pushing that line, but because K Michelle is a really good R&B singer, trying to be a country singer. I think she can kind of pull it together enough and to stay on the show. What I just don't want is a bunch of people from other reality shows coming on the show for their next chance to shine. Having K Michelle is already bringing third party conversations about love and hip hop folks. I don't want to see that. I do not want to see Rashida and Kirk on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will dip. If Rashida and Kirk show up on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I will be done. I'm not doing that. I stopped watching that stuff, love and hip hop, for a reason. It's falls flat for me. And I really don't like their storyline. I don't like their relationship. It is so weighty. So I don't want that at all. I don't want to see them people on this show. I don't want to see Basketball Wives. I don't want to ever see a basketball wife on this show. I just don't. The only basketball wife I want to see on this show is Angela, because she wasn't on none of the other shows. So I'm going to wrap this up with this season. It was mild and mellow, but in a way that I like the pace. They did bring up the Shamia storyline with Portia again, with Scotland, and Portia shut it down with not wanting to talk about Pilar. I get it. And her mama, I get it. And I think Shamia also realized that the relationship probably went to hell because she blew it up. and there was a chance for them to have a friendship, especially after she realized Portia did stick up for her with the whole Angela scenario, and genuinely so. Like, I think Portia genuinely went around and figured it out and snuffed that whole story with the Angela the Hawks thing down, and then she found out about that, and I think Shamea realized she really ended it. She decided to blow it up. And I think she thought she was being strategic, again, short-sighted. And yeah, and that's it. She deaded it. And Portia seemed open to it. And again, remember, all season, Portia didn't really blow up no spots for Shamea. So Shamea decided to blow up the spot and did go around having conversations about Portia. Said she didn't. Then they rolled full footage of her talking about Pilar to Cynthia. So she is having conversations about Portia and continues to just kind of run amok in this that whole side of the couch is short-sighted. So we will see what happens next year. It was fun talking to you all about this topic this season, and I will be around for the Potomac one as well, and I might get caught up on this Ultimate Girls trip. But yep. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Final thoughts. Have a good one.